Smells great out here.
Cy Kuckenbaker knows a great break out in Point Loma.
The way the waves break out here is really consistent and predictable.
But he's not about to strap on a wetsuit and get in the water. He loves this break for visual reasons. Standing at the edge of a steep bluff, he explains why the waves below are perfect for his next video.
When I start the shot, like I choose the shot and I lock the camera can't move for 2 hours. So you don't get the opportunity to adjust. So at a beach break where the waves are a little more erratic as the tide changes, it wouldn't really be possible. So this is kind of an ideal spot for this.
His camera can't move because Kuckenbaker wants to take that long single take and chop it up. Basically, he wants to cut out all the time between waves.
That's really what these videos are about, is just compressing time as much as possible.
But the viewer can't notice the cuts. The result should look like a surfer's wildest dream come true, a fantasy break where perfect waves roll in one after another like clockwork.
Okay, video, I need Premiere.
Back at his home studio, Kuckenbaker explains how exactly he'll piece together that impossible scene.
Yeah, I'll show you some stuff.
He boots up some editing software and points out a jagged line separating waves from the background.
You see these dots? I'm animating the dots. I'll go 3 frames forward, and then all the dots have to move so it hugs the wave in front of it, and it'll come down like this. But it has to follow the shape of the wave in front of it.
Once he cuts out each wave, the software allows him to put them back into the video wherever he wants.
Now I'm going to start laying new waves into it that aren't really there. See that one pop up? Yeah. That wave's not actually there.
The result? Surfers catching wave after wave with no lulls in between. The editing process is so unusual that Kuckenbaker starts his videos without even knowing if he'll be able to pull them off.
All the videos, they're all kind of a risk for me. I have no idea because they've never been made before. There's no model to say if it works or not.
And even when they do work, the editing takes forever. For his last video, he filmed a bunch of cars drifting along the 163, cut them out, and pasted them back in, grouping them by color. He put over 2 hours of work into every second of that video. He says he spends all this time making videos because he wants to better understand the city he calls home. He spent much of his 20s traveling, trying to understand cities abroad, making more traditional documentaries in his adoptive homes.
I was in Iraq for 2 years, I was in Africa for a while, I was in Eastern Europe for 3 years, and when I came back I realized, I was then in my mid-30s, and I realized that I didn't know the city anymore. And maybe I never knew it.
His latest videos are all entries in what Kuckenbaker calls his San Diego series. But you might ask, what could videos about surfers or airplanes or cars drifting along the freeway really tell you about San Diego? Kuckenbaker says a lot. For his freeway video, it was a lot of little but significant things, like the paint jobs people here choose for their cars.
Nationally, red is a more popular color than blue, but not San Diego. In San Diego, there's more blue than red, so it's like, you know, an outlier. And I thought about that for a while, and I was like, personally, the way I understand the city, that makes sense to me. The sort of tone of the city, the attitude of the city, it's an ocean city. I can see why people would think, well, I live in San Diego, why would I have a red? I want a blue car.
Those kinds of insights might lay beneath the surface, but plenty of people have responded to Kuckenbaker's work. His videos have been viewed many millions of times online, and Vimeo, a popular video sharing site, has spotlighted his work.
I actually was really surprised. I told myself, I said, if this video gets like 50,000 hits, I'm calling that a huge win. You know, I'll be satisfied with that. So when it got the reaction that it did, I was really, really amazed.
Kuckenbaker just uploaded his surfing video, and he isn't sure what kind of response it's going to get. You can see it for yourself at kpbs.org. David Wagner, KPBS News.